Hello and welcome! In today's video we're finally gonna put together the semi-hollow stratocaster that I've been building for a long time. There was a long pause between videos because I had a real troublesome time. I'm really tired. I'm sorry. Basically deciding what color. But yeah, and then I've been a little bit on the lazy side when it came to painting the neck. But hopefully you've already seen the video where I show you how I paint a neck, because it's this neck right here, and here it is right now. And I've fixed it all up now after the painting. And I've polished and fixed the frets as well, so they are all nice and good to go. And then I have the body, which I've painted, which is right here right now. So let's have a nice little... Damn, it's dirty. Let's have a nice little reveal of the body, and then let's jump into a montage of putting this together. And then let's hear it and see what it sounds like. So here it is. Bum 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 bum. Whew. That's a really nice color. I don't know how well it shows up, but it's supposed to be pink. It's a silvery pink kind of thing. Looks really nice, I think. We're going to put this together and then listen to it. And then in the next video, because I'm going to do a little extra thing, I'll do a comparison between this and my other guitar. Because I have two guitars that are the same. And the other one is more stock. It's not completely stock because I've done some cosmetic things to it. But I'll tell you all about those in the other video. And then we'll just do a sound comparison. Because it's like, you know, it's basically the same guitar. Only one is from, I don't know, 2018? I don't know. And the other one is from like 2022. Yeah, that's how long it's been. It's taken me 2 years to build this guitar. Yeah, let's just jump into putting it together and then we'll do another video where we do comparison. But yeah, I'm really excited about this. We're going to get it done. We're going to put strings on it and we're finally going to be able to play it and listen to it and all of that good. Things needs to happen and they are happening now. Wow. Okay, so here we have the body and let's flip it over and put in some screws. Oh, I think I need to drill out those holes a little bit, to be honest. So let's do that real quick first, actually. I like to use one of these when I need to do work on lacquer. Because you can make sure everything goes the way you want it to go. That's a 6mm. Let's see if I have a drill bit that is a 6mm. And it will also help you guide everything. And as you can see, no tear outs. And let's take the plate and the screws. So we don't really want them to be like hard pressed in there and have to screw into the body. We want them to have to screw into the neck. So that's how we get the tightest fit. And if you don't believe me, then believe me. And I usually don't like to have this plastic thing, but I'm gonna have it on this guitar because I feel like it's gonna work. There we have the two first screws in. I usually go diagonal just to make sure everything lines up. There we have it now. It's perfect. Looks awesome. It's just the way I want it. Yeah, okay. Next up, let's add the claw back in because we're gonna need it to attach the springs. So let's just see if we can find our way. And I know that someone might wonder if anything new is going on this guitar, but for now I already have a couple of mods that I think will be interesting to do in mind, but we're not going to do them in this video because in this video we're just going to get started so we can do the comparison in our next video. So we have to make sure we don't switch too many things out because that might mess up what we're trying to do. So let's attach the bridge. This is a little nifty tool you can make super easy. It's just a stick with a thread attached to one end. I drilled a hole and made a knot. And then I can just untangle this a bit. I can push this through the hole of my trim in this case. but it will work on any bridge as well. And it comes out the other end. And then I move it and I push it through the two E strings like this. So now I have a little thing like this, and I can just move this, and I'll put this in here, and I'll move these up to the nut. And I'll just have one in each slot. And then I can just take this bridge and I can sort of find where to put it. For example, if I put it there, you might see that the E here would be out and that would be very far in. But if I move it up here to somewhere like there, then I can find perfect spot. So something like that, maybe there, maybe. Then I can remove the bridge, put it to the side. And here I have my markings, and I'll make them a little bit more visible. Now you can hopefully see those little marks right there. So let's start off by drilling pilot holes right here. And then we drill them out to the right size. Okay. There we go. Let's attach the bridge. Quick here right now. We'll not screw it down right away. We'll just get the screws in a little bit first. Start off by the two furthest away. Just a couple of turns to get them started, like so. And then I'll just take my drill and I'll go down to where the screw stops being teethed. And then I'll move them halfway. And then I'll just leave it with 1 or 2 mils, so it's very loose like this for now. Okay, so here is one of the few things that are being replaced. Things that didn't come with this guitar that are being replaced. And that is that I bought new, higher quality springs. And it's not something I did because I wanted to screw anyone over or anything. It's something I did because I had to. Because if you remember the video I basically did a review of this guitar when I unboxed it. The screws this came with were rusted to the point that I couldn't use them. I would have had to clean them and go through them, and you know, there's still no guarantee that they would have worked. So unfortunately this guitar is getting better springs on the back than the other one, but that's because this guitar came with what would have still been unfair, I think, springs that were basically just rusted through. The next part is this pickguard right here with the electronics. Now, I did a video where I showed this a long time ago now, so you might not remember it, but this will also be a little bit different than the other guitar, because as you probably can see, or at least I hope you can, I have really spent time making sure everything lies neat. So it's the same basic electronics and the same basic wiring, but this guitar has actually, this guitar has better wiring than the other one. The other one has a mod, which might make it seem a little bit confusing, but the wiring is better in this one. Professionally looking, this is the way it's supposed to be. Or maybe rather that way. And this one is getting a cream pearl guard, because I think that's gonna look cool, or at least I hope it will. And yeah, I never shielded the other guitar body, and that's why I'm not shielding this one, but I most likely would. And I probably will do it to the other one the next time I have to take it apart for some reason, or want to update it or work on it. At some point I'm probably going to do something similar to this one. And this one has a cavity right here, and that's why you see me struggle a little bit right now with pushing these wires through, because they don't want to go into that cavity and not go out the other hole. There we go. A little bit of finessing. They went through. The same thing goes with this cable here, which I don't know if you can see it, but there it is. It's going through this hole here, which is also a thing that I remarked on being different in this guitar than the other one, because the other one has a very small hole and this one has a really big hole. So that's not very cool, I think, because I think it's better if it has a small hole. So let's hold the pickguard in its place. So let's just make a mark with the all around so that we can drill a little hole for the screws. Making a tiny little pilot hole is a good thing. I can't even tell you how many times I've not done that. And it come back to me. Now let's see if we can find the screws. and add them. And as you can probably tell, it's these tiny little screws. So let's just add a couple. I don't think you need to see me screw all of them in. Here is one. And here is another screw. Alright, so now we have to attach the jack. So first we have to take these wires and strip back plastic outer shielding, exposing the copper wire on the inside. You most likely already know this, and especially if you've been subscribed for a while, maybe, or something, and you've seen this, or maybe you just, you've seen someone else make videos about building guitars. It could have happened that you saw that. I don't know what you do. And just because I can, I'm gonna dip them in some flux, just to help me a little bit. And then I'll take my soldering iron, and I'll put a little bit solder on the tip first, like so, and then I'll just load into this connection and into this, like so. Now, if you look at your jack, it looks something like this. And as you can see from when I cut this out, there is a little bit of black on this connection here that goes into the middle here, and that's the ground. That's where the black wire or your ground wire needs to go. And the other one is the red, which is the lead signal that goes to this tip right here. And that's basically all you need to know. It's not any more complicated than that. So I'm gonna quickly just dip these two tips in a little bit of flux, just to get things going for me a little bit more easy than maybe it would otherwise. And then I'm just gonna take a little bit of a little bit of solder on my tip, and I'm just gonna try to add these in, which I hope you can see. So I just remelt everything like so. Maybe not the prettiest soldering I've done, but it will do. And then I can just put this into place, and I can hold it, and I can mark it, and then I can pre-drill, and then I can drill out the right size, and then I can put in screws. And then we have this ground wire on the back here, which we need to cut to size and solder in place. Because having this much just flopping around in there is no good. So I'll pull it over here, I'll give myself a little bit extra, and I'll cut this wire down to size, and then I'll strip it back. Then I'll pre-tin it, and then to make sure nothing flies off, I'll come in with a screwdriver and hold it in place as I remove my soldering iron. And there we have it. Now I can just tuck this wire down a little bit to make it go back into the cavity so that it's not strained or anything. I hope you can see it. Here it lies, all neat and nice and awesome. The strap button has this little plastic ring to protect the finish. Make sure you don't forget it. And then we just screw it down. And when you're almost finished and you're all the way down, switch out for a screwdriver to do the very last bit by hand. Just to be sure you're not damaging anything. Next part is the tuner. It looks like this, and we just push it through the hole. And first we hand tighten down this upper little nut thing. Will hold the tuner in place. And you don't have to screw it down very much or very firm. Just make sure you have it right where you want it, which is like so. The next part is to align the hole with the little tab that sticks out, and put in the little screws and just screw it in. And if you have to drill those holes yourself, you have to make sure the tuners are all lining up correctly. Something that I wish whoever made this neck had bothered to do a little bit more careful. But it's alright for now, because I think I'm gonna replace these tuners and these little screws as well, because they are some of the worst I've ever seen. And once they're in, you can move back over to the other side of the neck, and you can tighten these down with something that will let you get a nice snug finish. Just make sure you don't over tighten them, because that's not necessary and it's not good either. Alright, so I'm gonna attach the string trees, and I'm gonna share with you how I do it, because I feel like no one is talking about the string trees the right way. So, there is a little ring that the string trees come with that is there to protect the strings so they don't get snagged in the screw. And that's, it's good to have, but I feel a lot of people think that that's there to tell you how far they need to go. And that's not true. So I put them down enough so that I feel that they are secured. And then when I go to put on the strings, that's when I actually go to adjust these to get the right tension. And on some guitars, I remove the ring. It's too high. It needs to go even further down. And on some guitars, I double the ring or make a new ring just to make sure everything fits. So I keep them loose like this. And then when I go to set up the guitar, that's when I do other things. Okay, so here is the guitar right now. It looks really cool. I think it looks nice and I like it. It's not perfect because it needs to have everything replaced. I really don't like these metal parts. The hardware that this came with was a lot better in the other one than in this one. But never mind. I'm gonna put some strings on it and I'm gonna pull them a little bit and I'm gonna try to intonate. Can't speak. I'm gonna try to intonate the guitar a little bit to just make sure that it plays somewhat nice. I'm not gonna film that because I think I have a couple of videos on setting up guitars and stuff like that. So yeah, that's gonna be it. Let's jump into listening to the guitar and hearing it and just getting a preview. In my next video, I'm gonna make a comparison between my tube guitars because I think that's gonna be fun, but I'll talk more about that in that video. But this is the end of this. I want to thank you for watching this video with me. I hope that you got inspired or excited. I know some of you have been waiting for this guitar a while now, and I'm sorry if you've had to wait, but I haven't really felt like working on it until now. And I feel like you shouldn't really work on things if you don't feel like it. But anyway, I hope you liked it. Let me know in the comments below, either with a comment or with a thumbs up. That's always nice. If you're new here, don't forget to press the subscribe button as well. And until next time, stay awesome and cool. And go and build yourself a semi-hollow guitar. It doesn't have to be a Strat. It could be anything you like. I think it's going to be really fun and interesting for you to do. And I think you're gonna like it. I think it's gonna be one of those guitars that are just amazing. So, do it, because you deserve an amazing guitar. Wah!